We're here at the Farm Journal Corn Soybean College campus. And as we work through a lot of issues this year at our Corn Soybean College, one of them is going to be taking a look at the climate smart initiatives that are out there today for farmers to take advantage of. Are they to a point where they can help us buffer some of the tighter margins that we're going to be dealing with this year, maybe the next 2 or 3 years? And that's an area that's getting real interesting because in the climate smart initiatives, they're starting to stack things on top of each other. So now you're starting to see some $100, $150, $160 an acre programs that are available for farmers. That does get our attention. So we'll be focusing on both those initiatives in corn and soybeans. Right here today, we're going to look at soybeans. We look at these initiatives in soybeans like we are here today. Of course, no-till and cover crops are going to be part of it. And we're going to take a look at how that all intertwines with variety selection, row spacing, row population, and tillage, and then bring the cover crops and no-till into it as well. How does that all fit together? How do we get a success? Can we plant beans early and still capture these initiatives? That's what we have here today. These beans have been planted in first part of April and got nice size to them. Here we are today. We got all kinds of flowers that are showing up in here. They started flowering the first week in June, way ahead of the solstice. So we still have that premium in the yield, and we can still collect the payment for this cover crop. Plus we get a little more help on the weed control side of this equation. So how do those successes all fit together? How do we make them work? It's going to be a little bit different in the corn. When it comes to cover crops ahead of corn, it's a different game altogether. It's a lot tougher game. Here in this particular classroom block, we planted green into this cereal rye. It was between waist and armpit tall when we planted into it. And as you can see here, there's quite a difference between this row and this row. And what we did is we changed our 4R management program here to try to help it through the carbon penalty in this case. And that's what we're fighting right now. Big difference between this row and that row. But even this row that looks better, I can tell you from experience, it's going to get tagged on the yield, the competition that it's dealing with right here. We got to make sure that that tag and the yield doesn't eat up all of our climate smart initiative. So we're going to implement the best practices so we can keep that yield close to where we were before we started the initiative. One of those ways would be to change the cover crop. We'll take a look at that. In this situation here, we switched to a corn mix where we had radish and oats and triticale. And the triticale is the only thing that makes it through the winter that we have to kill. We planted green into this the same day as we did the cereal rye and killed it right after we planted it. Definitely I got better looking corn here than I did fighting in the heavy cereal rye, but I changed just the management of my 4Rs here on this row. We definitely have improved the situation here. So this looks pretty good. It actually looks very close to where we have no cover crop at all. We are still a little shorter. We're fighting the allopathic issues of the triticale, but small changes in your management, small changes in your selection of your cover crop, now we can bring that yield pressure closer together so our smart initiative money will more than pay for any maybe lag that we would have here in the yield. So trying to put that all together, that's what we're going to focus on in our outdoor classrooms this year at the Farm Journal Corn Soybean College.